Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, depending on time zone. My name is Zoran Kekovic. I'm president of Center for Risk Analysis and Crisis Management. And welcome to this second COST meeting. Some colleagues are not be able to participate due to time difference, like Mr. Sheras from Canada. And since our first meeting, we have been growing fastly, almost doubling our membership. So it is inspiring to see mostly young individuals from different areas, academic, business, civil society. I would like to say different respective countries representing at the same time various disciplinary fields. At the end of the day, this kind of multilateral collaboration across many disciplines and sectors promises huge potential for future initiatives, seeing our people as an essential building block and as active participants in creating our resilient society. Before giving the floor to my colleagues Nevena and Milan, let me cite one sentence pronounced at the last virtual international conference called Strategic Risk and Crisis Management, the Readiness for Future Crisis. It was hosted by the Center for Risk Analysis and Crisis Management and attended by some of the world-recognized experts. Some of them are with us, Professor Duncan Shaw from Manchester University as one of the leaders in creating UK Consortium for Resilience, and Dr. David Rubens, Executive Director of Institute for Strategic Risk Management from London, as a focal point for one of the two global network for security experts. So let me say, no matter what the capabilities you have, no matter what great planning you have in place, no matter how well it's rehearsed, the resilient leadership has the power to support the all of that capabilities. I see our consortium as a powerful tool for knowledge sharing, as fundamental factors that determine success of any organization in complex and rapidly changing world. Simply put, we have to be fast learners. Now, Nevena will introduce us with annotated rules about Cost Action EU Consortium. Then Milan will present questionnaire and we will finish with discussion and question and answer session. So Nevena, the floor is yours, please.
Thank you. And good day to everyone. Welcome to our second meeting and thank you for your interest and for your time today. So this meeting will be more administrative. I will talk about the different forms or different types of participation in cost actions and regulative rules on eligibility and reimbursement. There are two main reasons why we need to go through this. First is the fact that most of us did not have any direct experience in cost actions, which are significantly different than any other EU program. And the other fact is that Cost Association has recently significantly changed their regulations. So there are a lot of new rules. In order for us to be able to translate our project idea into a concrete plan, we must know what type of engagement are you interested in, and so you can know what you can do or what role you can have in this cost action. You must be familiar with this regulation. So after the meeting, with meeting minutes, we will send you the annotated rules. It's a new document that replaced last cost vademecum, and it's the most important document on regulation. And I will try today to summarize all that extensive material on more than 100 or maybe 200 pages on presentation, up to maybe 10 to 15 minutes. So I will start with the membership of cost action. As you already know, people and countries can be members. But what is new is that specific organizations now can be members in cost actions. So last time we talked about that you can't be in front of any organization. Now it is possible. So after this presentation, you can see what is better for you, to be representative as an individual or in front of your own organization. When we talk about cost members, there are three types of membership: cost pool members, cost cooperating members, and cost partners members. I hope that you all looked at the table with the categorization of the different members. First slide, please, Milan, and see what kind of where your country belongs to. So different rules are for different types of membership. And speaking of specific organization, there are three types of organization that can be members: the European Commission, EU bodies, offices and agencies, European RTD organizations, and international organization, any international or multinational organization. Next slide. So when we talk about the individual membership in cost action, you can be part of a management committee or working group. Management committee is consisted of representatives of Action MC members and observers. From costful and cooperating member, there can be up to 2 representatives. From cost partner member, up to 2 MC observers, not members. And from specific organization, maximum 1 member per organization. On the other hand, when we talk about working group membership, all individuals, all of us as individuals can participate as working group members of cost action. It's basically any individual affiliated in a legal entity wherever in the world. So we are actually talking about the long-term participation in cost action. And what is important, what I would like to stress out, is that the seat of the legal entity shall be used to define your country, the country of affiliation of the working group participant. So not country where you are at the moment or a country of origin, but country of affiliation, your primary affiliation that would be on your e-cost profile. Next slide. Another important question is leadership positions. There are also a few new rules. There are mandatory leadership positions such as the chair, vice chair, and grant holder scientific representative, working group leaders, and the new position is grant awarding coordinator, and also there is science communication coordinator. Here is the table where you can see what kind of leadership positions can have person from different types of countries. So from costful and cooperating members, you can be on any leadership positions, and you can see the rest. But what I would like to do is to encourage especially young researchers and women to apply for, to nominate themselves for some of the leadership positions, because according to new rules, there is a required high percentage of young researchers and women in the leadership area of the action management. So you only for the chair, vice chair, and grant holder scientific representative members must be from the management committee, must be also MC members. And for the other leadership position, you don't have to be an MC member to be on that leadership.
Може да шкртам тука, така? Пошто ќе фаќам некои пребелешки.
Can I please just mute yourself?
Oh.
Okay, I will continue. Milan, next slide, please. Okay, there are some revised rules and revised definitions. Two most important new revised definitions are early career investigator. Now, it's any researcher or innovator under the age of 40. And there are no other specific conditions to be an early career investigator. And the other definition is affiliation. It's any form of recognized relationship between individual and an entity. So it doesn't have to be work contract. It can be PhD candidacy, voluntary service in an organization, emeritus guest, and other types of professorship, etc. And speaking of eligibility, reimbursement of individuals for MC, management committee meetings, it's open to any relevant participant, even if not MC member, as attendee. But management committee can decide to reimburse only one MC member per country. Next slide. This is probably the most important slide. All funded activities that can be supported by the cost association can be divided into three major groups. First one are networking activities. There we have three subgroups. First ones are events, and we talk about meetings and training schools. So in this cost section, we will have meetings and training schools. The other type is mobility of researchers and innovators, and it includes short-term scientific missions and virtual mobility activities. And the third types are presentations. There are two kinds of presentations, ITC conference and dissemination conferences. On the other hand, we have other expenses specifically supporting the action, and it includes dissemination and communication products and expenses incurred for the benefit of the action, other expenses related to scientific administration, and virtual networking support. So I know that this is a lot of information, but I will now tell something more about all of them. Funding scheme. The main funding scheme include reimbursement of participants' expenses and local organizer support, which is actually reimbursement based on travel. Travel for workshops and conferences, working group meetings, management committee and core group meetings. Then we have reimbursement based on fixed grant to individuals. When we talk about grants, there are no receipts required. There is fixed amount per grant. There we have mobility activities, short-term scientific missions and virtual mobility activities, and presentations at conferences organized by third parties. And a third type of reimbursement is a payment based on receipts and invoice, and it's about dissemination and communication products and other expenses related to scientific activities. Okay, this is also very important. Location of cost action networking activities. So here you can see that both meeting and training schools and other networking activities can be in virtual environment and in cost members, full or cooperating members and partner members. But in partner members, in partner members, we can't hold meetings. We can only hold training schools and other networking activities. In near neighbor countries, we can hold both meetings and training schools. And in the IPC or third state, we can't also hold meeting, but only training schools and other networking activities. And when we speak about specific organization, there are rules applicable to territory where the organization is vested. Here is a big table regarding eligibility to receive financial support, but it is also important so that you can know whether you can be reimbursed for any activity or not. So you can see that, for example, cost member, the persons with affiliation to legal entity in cost pool and cooperating members can be reimbursed for everything. For meetings, training schools, other networking activities in any kind of roles, invited individuals, local organizer, trainer, trainees, etc. So you can when you look at this presentation later, you can detailedly go through all of this. Next slide, please. Okay, networking activities organized through action events. I already said those are meetings and training schools. There are a lot of benefits like contribute to research coordination, capacity building, creating and maintaining the network, providing a framework for action participant to network, and of course, increasing the visibility of the COST program. And action event benefits too, cost action and local organizer. Why? Because it increases the visibility of organization that is a local organizer in concrete example. Next. Meetings can be only in virtual environment, any COST-full or cooperating member, any near neighbor country, and specific organization. So not everywhere, but only is these 4 types of membership. On the other hand, training schools can be in virtual environment, any COST-full or cooperating member, any near neighbor country, and COST partner country, IPC third state, and specific organization, with which actually mean that training school can be held anywhere in the world. So you can think about that in regard to whether would you like to plan maybe a training school in your own country, not just in the country of the management committee members. So speaking of meetings, COST supports different types of meetings. We can classify them into face-to-face events, virtual events, and hybrid events, and there are different rules for each type. And there are for 2 aims: network management and strategy setting, action management committee meetings and core group meetings, and for achieving objectives or delivering impact, working group meetings and workshop conferences and other meetings. What is important and what I would like to stress out is that anyone can participate, but not everyone is eligible for funding. So for meetings, who can be reimbursed? Any researcher or innovator affiliated with a legal entity in a COST-full or cooperating member, European RTD, legal entity in a near neighbor country, and legal entity in a IPC or third state, but maximum once in the whole action lifetime. When we speak about training school, who can be reimbursed? As trainers, any researcher or innovator affiliated with a legal entity in a COST-full or cooperating member, NNC, IPC third state, and specific organization, but only European RTDs and international organization. And on the other hand, sorry, as trainees, any researcher or innovator affiliated with the legal entity in COST-full or cooperating member, NNC, and IPC third state, but not specific organization. What can be funded? 2 types of expenses, travel and subsistence of participants, and local organizer support. When we speak about travel and subsistence, the first thing is daily allowance. Daily allowance cover accommodation, meals, and short distance travel, all those travel that are up to 100 kilometers in each way. And daily allowance is based on the country of the meeting, not on the country of the affiliation of the participant, but the country of the meeting, and they are fixed. I can send you the table where there are fixed amounts for each country. On the other hand, we have long distance travel where it's required more than 100 kilometers, and it is only for plane, bus, ferry, and car as transport. And there are specific conditions about traveling with a car, how many euros per each kilometer. And there is maximum of 1,500 euros for all travel. Then there are also different options for local participant or participants whose place of affiliation is less than 100 kilometers away from the meeting venue, and they can be reimbursed. They can choose, actually, they have 2 choices, daily allowance or short distance travel. There are other expenses that can be covered or supported by cost. Visa if required to travel to the meeting location, and what is extremely important, especially in these COVID-19 conditions, is that travel cancellation insurance is eligible. There is a list of non-eligible costs, such as any cost on top of the daily alliance, conferences, registration fees, lecture fees, honoraria, any extra fees associated with obtaining visas, different kinds of insurance, rebooking fees, Wi-Fi, internet, etc., printing and postage, regional, national taxation, and bank charges, and it is not exclusive list. This is also very interesting and can be of interest of you. It's local organizer support that is paid as a grant and no receipts are required. So who can be a local organizer? Any legal entity, but I'm stressing a legal entity, not individual, in COSFUL or cooperating member, near neighbor country, or European RTD. What type of expenses can be covered by local organizer support? Next. For face-to-face events, there are room, audio and visual and poster stand rental, photocopying and printing of materials, refreshments, collective bus transfer to the event venue, if necessary, scientific field trip expenses, and admin and secretarial support before and during the event. But please note that lunches or dinners or such things are not covered. And on the other hand, for virtual events, technical support and hosting, recording and post-production, and admin and secretarial support before and during the event. And for the hybrid events, the same rules as for face-to-face and virtual events. How is loss amount calculated? So it's a grant and it depends on format, number of participants, and duration. First table, next. Okay, first table you can see is for face-to-face and a hybrid event. And you see that there is from 1 to 25 participants, 25 to 50, and so on. And on the other side, you can see for 1 day, 2 days, or 3 days or more. So, for example, if there are 20 participants and it lasts 1 day, it will be up to 1,000 euros. And the second table is for virtual events, and it's basically the same, just there is difference in amounts. Next. So the other kind of networking activities that are organized through grant awarding processes are those that support research coordination, capacity building and transfer of knowledge, and across discipline and sectors, which is extremely important. So there are two types of mobility supported: short-term scientific missions and virtual mobility. There are also presentations at external conferences that can be financially supported, and there are two types of presentations. First is ITC conference presentation, but please note that only young researchers and innovators in an ITC or NSC are eligible, and the aim is to establish a strong network and increase their visibility in the research community, presenting their own work in poster or oral presentation. And the other kind is dissemination conference presentation that attract additional participants and stakeholders and disseminate action results to relevant end users, and it's only for oral presentation. So where can the activity take place? Virtual environment, all except the short-term scientific missions. They must be face-to-face or basically anywhere in the world. And what is covered? So it's an individual grant providing a contribution for travel and subsistence, overall effort for implementation and reporting, registration fee, and printing of scientific poster. So it's not, this grant is not salary, it's just a contribution. And who can benefit from? Next. For short-term scientific mission grant, virtual mobility grant, and dissemination conference grant, any research affiliated to a legal entity in COSFUL or cooperating member, new neighbor country, or European RTD. And what is the maximum grant amount for, and for the ITC conference grant, it's only for young researcher and innovator under the age of 40 that are affiliated with a legal entity strictly in ITC and near neighbor country. And what is the maximum grant amount for each type? Here you can see that for the first one, it's up to 4,000 euros, etc. Okay, next, this table is about dissemination and communication products, and there are listed eligible expenses. I'm not going to go through all of this, just for example, to show you that scientific publication in open access can be financially supported for you. Also, dissemination materials, multimedia content, information materials, and booth at a conference or commercial exhibition organized by third party that is not funded by the cost. And here you can also see what is necessary as a proof of delivery, and what are the concrete eligible expenses, and what are the specific conditions so that activity can be supported. Next, expenses incurred for the benefit of the network. There are two types: other expenses related to scientific activities and virtual networking support. First one covers bank charges, consumable for training schools, rental of equipment and short-term use, shipping costs, and virtual communication and collaboration tools, for example, Zoom licenses, WebEx, etc. And next, for the virtual networking support, this is very interesting, and this is something new. It will continue to be a pilot project until the end of October this year, and it's an individual grant, maximum one per grant period, and up to 4,000 euro per grant. So examples of the tasks are to prepare the detailed strategy on virtual and hybrid networking for the whole action lifetime, or you can assist the planning and implementation of virtual and hybrid events and activities, select the most appropriate virtual tools for each specific activity, support the science communication coordinator and grant awarding coordinator, and etc. Okay, that is all from me. I would just wanted to say that you must think about all of this in the context of the project idea that we represented to you on the first kickoff meeting. And after the Milan's part, there will be space for questions. And I encourage you to use this opportunity and to ask questions. If you want to go one more time through the presentation, you can of course ask your questions later after the meeting through the email. So thank you for the attention. Milan, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Nevena. Thank you for this great presentation, very detailed. Good day to you all. Some of you probably remember me from the first Zoom meeting. I am Professor Milan Lipovac from Faculty of Security Studies, Belgrade University. Sorry for being raucous. I probably catch some virus, so I will try to speak slowly so that you could understand me. There is only a few things that I would like to emphasize regarding survey and or questionnaire that we uploaded on Google Docs. So far, we have 34 response. That is quite good. And as Nevena already mentioned, there are three main criteria regarding the structure of cost action participants. That's a geographical distribution, career stage balance, and gender balance. On this map, this is the map that I create so that as a reminder of cost participants countries, countries members. Those countries painted in purple are full member states, and those countries painted in light blue are target inclusiveness countries. So regarding to this survey that we have until now, we are doing quite well because we have participants from 7 target inclusiveness countries, which is quite good, having in mind that according to the previous regulation, it was necessary to have at least 7 member states participants. But now they changed the regulations, so it is necessary for us to have at least 12 participants from 12 target inclusiveness countries. So that's the point where you can step on the stage and help, but I will say something more about that in a few moments. We also have participants from 2 full member states, which is also good and embracing. And we have 5 countries from the group, or third world countries or near neighbor countries. For example, Libya is near neighbor countries, and it's eligible for organizing trainings and other stuff, not MC meetings. According to survey, in the sense of criteria of career stage, we are doing quite well, because it is necessary to have a balanced structure of participants regarding to career stage. So we are doing well. We have around 56% of young researchers or young participants, and 44% of the currently of the people that are show their interest in participating in this cost action. Unfortunately, we are not doing so well in the sense of gender balance, because for now we have 22 or 66.7% of the male researchers, male participants, and only 23.3% of female. So this is the point where you can step in and try to help, in sense to recommend some people which you already have some experience working with, and that are related to these topics that we are planning to start cost action regarding to the issues that are we dealing around the topic issue of societal resilience. So it would be very good if you could talk to some of your colleagues and recommend them this our little initiatives for now, so that we can have people that are showing interest in participating in this cost action. First of all, in target inclusive countries, and specifically Albania, Bulgaria, Croatia, Czech Republic, Estonia, Hungary we have, Lithuania, Latvia, Luxembourg, Moldova, Portugal, Romania, Slovakia, and Slovenia. I suppose that we will send you this presentation, so you can have this as a reminder, and also this map that we create. So just to ask you to think about it, and to try to remember some people who can you really suggest to us. So that's only for me regarding this survey and the results that we have from your response. So we are now open for any questions or comments.
Thank you, Milan. Thank you, Nevena, for your comprehensive and detailed presentation. Before discussion, a few words about Nevena, because Milan introduced himself. Nevena is PhD student at Faculty of Security Studies, and she is president of regional YOUT network for Southeastern Europe. So I think this presentation is very informative, very good introduction for our discussion. So you can start with your questions, with your dilemmas, and so the floor is yours, please.
Dear Professor Kekovic,
Yes.
I am a member from Military Academy, full professor in modern history, Dr. Andrei Liev, Lieutenant Colonel.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you? Very
Thank you.
interesting presentation from dear Nevena. We have all stuff seen, I mean, especially the transport logistic and the organization and everything else. We are very honored to be a part of this cost action. Honestly, Military Academy and our higher authority, means the Dean, has a broader experience in Horizon, European Commission project, several Erasmus and so on, but also the other members from the Military Academy. We saw the previous meeting, which was held in December, and as a scientific and education institution, we can take a part in which in every field, for example, conferences, publication, courses, seminars, workshops. Also, we have a broader experience in statistical data analyzers, because nowadays it's easy. We can find a lot of, for example, free trial versions of softwares like WordStat. We also have contribution in NATO and European Commission, a lot of projects and meetings with NATO NTG group for ADEL and so on. But having in mind that you have a broader stages, we can be, for example, for the beginning, to take a part in conferences. We see the conferences, for example, critical infrastructure, cyber warfare, migration, terrorist data analysis, and so on, and in seminars and workshops. Now on, I mean, in these present days, we are younger, I mean, the board of the Military Academy. Also in near future, we can, together with your non-governmental organization, SSA, I mean, the Center for Risk Analysis and Crisis Management, to make together some courses. Because we, as a Military Academy, we have contribution in networking, not only with civilian, but also with military institution. For example, one of the oldest NATO school in Oberammergau in Germany. We have several courses doing with that, RACVEC and so on. So to give the time to the other participants, we can take, for example, at the beginning in contribution in seminars, workshops, conferences. Thank you very much, dear Mr. Kekovic.
Thank you very much for your interest. You are very welcome from North Macedonia to be the part of this consortium. Thank you very much, and to your Dean also, and for your participation. Now we have Professor Dašo from University of Lorasu from Albania. You are welcome.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your participation.
I
Vice
really thank you
Rector
very much.
of university. Thank you.
It's a great pleasure being in this kind of consortium, and for me, it's first time joining this networking group. It's really, we are honored to be part of this very specialized kind of consortium. And I didn't see Albania, I think, in the presentation of Professor Milan Lipovac, but I have done even twice. I did it now again. The request that you have sent it to us to fulfill the questionnaire. But doesn't matter, we agree with the presentation from Nevena, and we have a lot of expertise in cybersecurity, mostly myself and the whole faculty of IT. We can support the process in the conferences, in the study body groups. We can support even in ICT development if the whole process needs a kind of development. We have a development team. And in every area that it's necessary, we can you can have the support of Luarasi and the networking from Albania universities that we are joining that kind of network and building up state and private universities as well. I really thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Dašo. Your participation is well appreciated. So we will add Albania, the list. And regarding gender structure, it is not well appropriated. So we need to extend gender structure with the women.
Yes.
So please contact your colleagues from other universities or from your university
Yes.
to be the part of our consortium, please. The same to other countries.
Thank you very much.
I talked to Jelena Maric. She is from architecture, Faculty of Architecture in Belgrade. She has very good experience and her colleagues around Europe with cost projects. So I think it could be a good source for balancing gender structure in our project.
Thank you very much, Professor.
Thank you.
Yes, I just want to introduce myself a little bit.
Yeah.
So I'm Jelena Maric from the Faculty of Architecture in Belgrade. And I don't know if there's any other architectures here in this particular party, but I think it would be okay if there isn't, also to get another different and creative perspective on the topics that you're working with. So I defended my PhD last year, so I think I'm in that young researcher category and also female category. So that is good for your, all together part. So I think, and I'm thankful to be here, and I think it will be a good cost project. As you were mentioned, with my colleagues from the Faculty of Architecture, we have experience in this European project and also in cost action projects.
Thank you, Jelena.
Yes, sir.
Other questions, please? Judging by the first part of our session, we have very good gender structure. Nevena first, Annie and Jelena. Fantastic achievement.
Just one thing while waiting for the next question. Please think about your own participation as an individual. Would you like maybe to be nominate yourself for one of the leadership positions? Would you like to be an MC member? Would you like just to be in a working group as a working group member, or maybe working group leaders, and so on? So when we get to know about your aspirations and ambitions, we can then make some concrete plans on the topic of societal resilience, and then to classify that in the different thematic panels. And just one more thing, I'm really sorry, but I just found out that the part of the presentation, the slide that Milan showed to us, is where he listed the different types of membership in cost. It's an older version. In the new version, the table that we sent to you with an assessed link for today's meeting, there is different classification. So we will make the necessary changes, but please look at the table of countries organization that we sent to you with this with assessed link for today's meeting. So, for example, Serbia is now part of the cost pool or cooperating member, not inclusive as target country. Okay, so it was probably in hurry, but it's not that broad. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Nevena, for your additional comment. We are waiting also proposal for people from Slovenia these days. Ayhan, floor is yours, please.
Hello, very nice to meet you. Yeah, good morning. I'm fine.
And you with us, thank you.
You too. I'm Ayhan. I'm a PhD candidate at Kadir Has University International Relations Department in Turkey. I'm sorry for the last meeting that I cannot participate. How should our contributions should be shaped? I mean, if we would like to, for example, create a meeting, create a conference, should we give a contribution in terms of proposal writing, or should you send us a list that we can fulfill? So how we could shape our contribution in that respect, in terms of proposal writing? To what extent you expect us to contribute?
Would you like me to answer?
Nevena? Yeah.
Okay. At this moment we have some rough structure of the project idea, and on the kickoff meeting I presented all the most important phases. And when I get to know what areas of societal resilience you're interested in, I can give you, or we can give you a space for you to suggest different type of events that are supported by the cost association in regard to that specific thematic panel or the topic. So we have rough structure, we have a draft of the project proposal, we have a draft of that technical annex with answers to those questions, but it is flexible and it is still open for your suggestions. So whenever you would like to give a concrete contribution to writing project proposal, you can do so, and it will be appreciated.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Professor Dasho again. Yeah.
We can just make the proposal for making ourselves at what position we are going to go. Maybe Nevena can send the same questionnaire and we can choose which position we are applying for. That you can get the whole, not by email, not by proposals. It will be much easier, and you can get the template in Excel and you can send it to everybody of us that this is the final stage that or everybody of you propose, but we can support you in this, and this. It will be much easier from the management point of view. It's just a suggestion.
Yes, of course. I agree with that. And what is good is that only those mandatory leadership positions must be chosen on the first MC meeting, and all of the other positions can be chosen anytime in the action lifetime. So we don't have to be clear at the moment, so you can feel flexible enough to change your own opinion or to maybe think about
later on.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Other questions, please, comments. Military Academy again. Yeah, floor is yours, please.
Thank you, Dr. Kekovic. I didn't mention that so far we have Institute for Cybersecurity and Digital Forensic. And honestly, not in our region. Our dean and his team, they are leaders in abroad. Also, we have very solid equipment. Some of it is donated from founders from European projects. The other one from NATO NDG Group, NATO Committee for ADL. Also, in near future, we can make other, for example, projects, workshops, courses in that field. Also, military academy, honestly, because it's a military academy, we have multidisciplinary approach. Professors in social science, humanities, security, for IT technology. We can work on other projects dedicated, for example, in a future warfare. Future warfare dedicated to artificial intelligence, machine learning, cybersecurity, and so on. Because we are contributing every day on a daily basis. Our dean and we as board of management in a lot of activities for European Union and NATO, but dedicated to the military stuff. And we can make a lot of contribution in near future. And honestly, we are we want to have a more fruitful networking and working together. Thank you very much.
That means that you are a very good partner with your facilities and capabilities. Thank you very much for your contribution. Do we have more questions?
Yeah, we have Annie again.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
because the military academy was raising up another very good issue. We are having the same as them, the cybersecurity academy with Israeli company, which is not only for Albania, It's for the whole Balkan region, and we can cooperate in different areas with military academy and bring really the benefits for the whole this project. My background is electronic engineer and my expertise is in ICT and cyber area. This is why we can have both of our experts and use the best of the training. Training is so important for all countries, and there is a necessity for cybersecurity area, not only for Western Balkan, but for the whole Europe region. We can support each other and we can be a benefit for this project as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor. I know that Albania, with universities with all capabilities, are well appreciated within European project. So it is good resource, and very many thanks to Dean of Military Academy.
Yes.
And who recommend you, please.
Okay, and just to highlight, yeah, it is extremely important to connect with other relevant stakeholders in society, not just academia, but practitioners, other NGOs, decision makers, policy makers, etc. That's something that is necessary for any cost action. And another thing, it is good about this topic about societal resilience because it's so flexible and it covers everything, and it can be connected with each of those topics that you're interested in, and that creates that multidisciplinary and interdisciplinary added value to this cost action. So just not to forget once again what Milan said, please think about those 3 types of distribution: geographical, gender-based, and how should I say it, maybe career based, career phase based. So we need from those inclusiveness target countries, we also need young researchers and innovators. And as I said, there is no specific condition just to be any researcher or innovator under the age of 40. And we need, of course, women. And if you have any question, not just on this topic, but maybe something about the last meeting, you can also ask now.
Okay, if no questions more, so thank you very much again for your participations. We will share this presentation and this recording. So we are open for your further questions, dilemmas, etc. I think we have very good consortium with prominent partners around the Europe and globally recognized. So thank you once again. We will stay in touch. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a nice day, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye.
Bye.